Hi there. I realized that when somebody became a subscriber last week, and I thought, how did anybody even find me? I thought, oh, it's been 2 months since I've made a recording to sort of catch myself up to my life. And so I said, okay, today's a Saturday afternoon, and I've run out of inspiration, and I'm feeling very undisciplined. So the things that are going on is, fortunately for me, I haven't gotten COVID, and the Delta virus is sweeping the world and even coming to where I am in Baja California, Mexico. However, we're spread out. We're spread out. We're not, this is not an urban area where everybody's like right on top of each other. And also because people here are not confident of the medical system the way they are in the United States, oh, they'll save my life. They go like, oh, I don't think I want to go to the hospital. Maybe I'll die. They still are like where my grandmother used to be. Like, I don't want to go to the hospital. You die in hospitals. But people used to die in hospitals in the United States, so they didn't want to go to the hospital. It was really a death sentence. There's not a death sentence here. There's some very, very good hospitals here. Most people don't die who go to the hospital. I just want to say that right now. And they have very good public health care. But I'm not a citizen. I didn't work here, so I don't get public health care. I get private health care, which I think is just fine. I'm just perfect with it. And as I've mentioned before, I had a little discussion. I discovered I have coronary artery disease, which I would never have known I had if I hadn't gone to a doctor, who just sort of suggested when I said, well, I'm going to be 80. He said, oh, I'd like you to go for a CAT. And I'm glad he did, because I could stop fooling myself. Anyway, this is also the year in which I decided this was it. The real estate in Mexico was finally selling like crazy because people want to get out of the United States. But also because a lot of Mexican Americans and a lot of Mexicans who lived in the United States for many, many years are returning home. They were in their 50s and their 60s, and they're moving back to Mexico. So real estate has been really moving here, which has been a gift. So I put my house up for sale, and I had an agent, and she had it for 6 months, and she showed it, blah, 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 blah. And after 6 months, I thought to myself, you know what? Agents, the job of agents is to sell your house, we think. But really, the reason they list your house is to get more clients. Because there's only going to be one person that's going to buy your house, or one buyer, but there are going to be many, many more clients looking. So I'm glad that she showed me her list, and she'd shown it to 40 people or more. But I decided when the contract was up that I would sell it, and it sold in 6 days. And it sold to people who never saw it. What happened was I put up a huge for sale by owner with the price on it and how big it was and blah, blah, and a phone number. And the woman, a woman who was visiting, there are people that don't live full time where I was living. And they had come for, I guess, their week-long vacation. And she saw it and called me and said, could I see it? And I said, of course you can. And she said, well, it's not for me. I live across the street, but I want to tell my children about it. And I thought, oh, I've heard this one before. Grandma wants the kids down here, and the kids don't want to come. But I said, yes, certainly, I'll get somebody to open it for you. Anyway, long story, very short story. Like 3 weeks later, it was gone. I had to, this is the first time in 4 years I went to the United States. It hasn't gotten better. It's just astonishing that people can live there at all. First of all, I went to California. Oh my God. Well, I should really talk about this because it was very, very moving. When we crossed the border, a friend of mine drove me up, and her husband drove my car up, so I'd have a way to get home. And we stopped in San Clemente to use the bathroom. And the restrooms in San Clemente, they're like little cathedrals. I mean, they're beautiful, they're well lit, they have white lights, and there's trees around them. Inside is immaculate, there's toilet paper. But what was curious was the place was mobbed. We had a hard time finding a parking space. Yeah, there were a few trucks parked there, but mostly they were people. And this was 10:30, 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday night. And they weren't going anywhere. They weren't going anywhere. And I realized that these people were homeless. And that was a real shock to me. It was not that I didn't know about homelessness. Of course, I grew up in New York City and I lived in LA. Of course, I knew about it. But this was the first time I was really confronting how bad it's become. So that was one. And then the traffic, they just take it for granted. They just take for granted that there's going to be 6 lines of traffic everywhere you go. So I was glad to get in and get out. I was there for 2 days. It took me a week to recover just from the tension. It's so tense there. Although I must say, I stopped in at Marshall's in some place called La Puente. And they were very sweet. They were very nice. And of course, I was wearing my mask. Did I put my mask on? I wear my mask everywhere. And when I go into public places, I wear a mask and a shield because I'm going to be 81 if I'm lucky, and I usually am. And I don't wish to get this new horrible disease or any variation of it. Anyway, I got off track, which because I didn't do this for 2 months. House is sold, and now I'm moving. I'm moving with my friend Emma and her partner Frank. They are young people, like 30, really young, and we've become good friends. I'm very happy with my friends. And we had said she had asked me to do this months ago, and we said, yeah, I think I'll do that. So we found a big place where we can have an art gallery for her and a patio outside for Frank, who's a chef, when and if it becomes safe for people to be doing that. And I have a workspace for myself, and we have a huge outdoor space, and they have 2 dogs, and I have one. Boy, my daughters will be so happy about this, and so am I. I just want to say, wherever you are and what you're doing, don't let it get to you. Don't let the bastards get to you, man. It's more important that you breathe, right? Take a breath and survive this day and know good things are going to happen for you, baby. Good things are going to happen. I've been there. I know what it's like. So, stay well. Take care. I love you.